If you are considering Scottsdale for your retirement, here is some insider scoop that you need to know. Now, I say this after helping hundreds of people make this move, and these are the questions and conversations we have had about these exact topics. So hopefully this will answer those burning questions and maybe a few others that you didn't think about. But if I did not answer your question, make sure you post in the comments down below and I will make sure to answer it. I'm Shawn Shackelton, your resource for all things real estate in Scottsdale and Phoenix. Let me first just start off by saying that Scottsdale is a city where luxury meets leisure and vibrant living. Here you will find over 200 golf courses, thriving art scene, and dinner options that rival big cities that are thought of to be culinary giants. Scottsdale offers a lifestyle that is both active and affluent, designed for those people who have worked their entire lives for this moment of reward. If you're seeking a place where your retirement years are as enriching as they are enjoyable, then Scottsdale is the right place for you. In fact, just recently in an article by Travel and Leisure, Scottsdale was named as one of the best places to retire. Now, I want to start off just by saying that Scottsdale is not just for retirees. And because of that, you are not going to find a lot of those age-restricted communities that are 55 plus. I get this question a lot. Some are really looking for that type of lifestyle. And although we have some communities with amenities that are similar, they are not going to be age restricted. So if that's what you're looking for, hang with me because we probably have a few options for you. Now, I talk about this a lot in my videos that Scottsdale is long and skinny. And because of that, we have quite a few different neighborhoods that give people different options for different lifestyles. Because this is what it really comes down to. You need to love where you live because it's near what you love to do. But before we get there, we have to talk about why you would even want to move to Scottsdale to retire to begin with. Now, most people looking to come to Scottsdale to retire are looking for an active lifestyle. One where you can be outside most of the time. And we definitely have that. With over 300 days of sunshine, you have the ability to be outside enjoying our weather almost year round. Whether that's golfing at one of the over 200 golf courses that I just mentioned, hiking, biking, boating, yes, we have lakes big enough for you to boat on, or anything else you like to do outside. Now, while we're talking about being outside, I don't think it's a secret that we get pretty hot in the summertime. And for those looking to move here, this is something that you need to know. During the hottest parts of our year, which can start at about May, we will see temperatures over 100 degrees for multiple days in a row. Now, when we get into June through August, and sometimes even through September, we can see days over 105 or 110 for multiple days in a row. Now, I think last year was a record-breaking year when we saw temperatures over 110 degrees for 15 to 20 days in a row. It was long and it was brutal. I am not gonna lie, but that is not every summer and it is not all the time. I will say that many of the people that I have helped move here are coming from the Midwest or the East Coast, and there they deal with extreme humidity, which we don't have. It's very dry here, except during our monsoon seasons, which are anywhere between June and September. And for me, this feels really humid, but for those coming from those really extreme humid areas, they don't usually feel it that humid. How do I know this? Well, I ask. I will talk to my clients in the summertime and especially during monsoon season sometimes, and I'll ask them, how did you feel during the monsoon season? Did you feel like it was pretty humid? And they'll usually say to me, no, that was really nothing. Then they'll say, did you feel like it was humid? And I always say, yeah, I felt like it was really humid. And then I tell them, I know, I'm a wimp. And then we laugh because I'm a wimp when it comes to the humidity. I don't love it. That's why I don't live in Florida. The next thing that I usually hear is that I will take that and the heat all day, every day, over the humidity and the bugs, as well as the snow and the gray skies and the shoveling and the ice and everything that they dealt with in the wintertime. Now, for those people not coming from those areas with extreme humidity, because I have many clients that are coming from Washington State and Oregon right now, they don't really mind the heat either because they're getting out of the rain and the gray skies as well. And some of them, they're getting out of the snow. Now, I do think that this heat needs to be experienced before you make a move here because it is hot and it can be intense. And for some, very few that I've ever had, they just don't feel like they can tolerate it. But for most, they feel like it's okay and they can still do everything that they love to do. Now, here is something else that I talk to people about a lot when they're thinking about moving here. And it usually comes up when we start talking about the weather. And that's the ease of traveling in and out of the Phoenix airport. This is usually because I tell people that at some point during the summer, you are going to need a break from the heat. And it's really easy to travel in and out of the Phoenix airport. This is also when I learn about some of the other places that maybe people are looking at. And oftentimes, if they're looking here, they're also looking at Palm Springs or Palm Desert. And that area usually gets taken off of their list as soon as they realize it's not that easy to travel in and out of that area. Now, for those people that are coming from the East Coast, they also are often looking at Florida. But the reason that people come here versus Florida is usually, like I said, because we don't have that humidity. The other reason is that they don't want to have hurricane insurance. We don't have to have that here. So there is a big adjustment. The flight time is longer, but we have so many direct flights into the Phoenix airport that it really makes it easy for them. Now, just as an added bonus for many, the fact that we have 4 major sports teams here is just another great thing. We have football, baseball, basketball, and hockey all right here in the city of Phoenix. So even if you're from another state, you can usually still watch your team play. Now, once you get comfortable with the idea of living in Scottsdale and fall in love with everything that it has to offer, finding the right neighborhood to live in is critical. This goes back to me talking about all the different options we have here. Now, if you still want to live close to what would be the city, or you want to live closer to shopping and kind of feel like you're in a little bit more of the hustle and bustle of the city, then you might like South Scottsdale or maybe Central Scottsdale. Something else that draws people into those areas is the landscaping. In those areas, they've just been around for longer. So you've got mature landscaping, bigger trees, you've got a lot more grass. And oftentimes when I'm with people in those areas, they'll say to me like, I don't even really feel like I'm in the desert. In some of these areas, you can also find homes that are not within an HOA. And for some, that's important. Now, as you move more into the North Scottsdale area, you will find more communities that are what we call master plan communities. These are going to be in an HOA and have amenities like parks and community centers and walking trails, tennis courts, pickleball courts, kids play equipment, and community centers. And many of them will have a golf course. Maybe it's public, but some are private. Now, these are some of the communities I was talking about in the beginning when I said we don't have many 55 plus communities, but these have amazing events and activities that go on all throughout the year and gives people a way to get involved. Because what I know for many when they're moving here, if they don't know anyone or think they don't know anyone, they are looking for a community with that social piece so that they can meet people, and we've got many of those. This will all come down to how structured and how active do you want to be? Because we have some communities that might have events and activities. Then there are communities with golf clubs and memberships where you can get extremely involved and very active. Now, the locations of these communities will play a really big role in your decision because we have some absolutely beautiful communities, but for some, they might feel like they're too far out even to get to the freeway or even the grocery store. The great thing is we really have something for everyone. Then it's just a matter of going to take a look at a few houses and really look at all those amenities and see which one feels right for you. And for those looking for condo living, we have got many options for that as well, whether that be in South Scottsdale all the way up to North Scottsdale. And you can find smaller condos all the way up to larger luxury condos. And some of those are within those golf communities that I talked about with memberships, so you can live that country club lifestyle within a condo community. Now, the price points for all of these are going to vary pretty big. But if you're looking for a smaller condo, you can expect to pay anywhere from about $500,000 to over $750,000. But if you're wanting a luxury condo, you can spend north of $6 million. Then if you're looking at single family homes, you can be looking at a pretty big range there too, with homes starting at about $800,000 and go well over $20 million. Now, if you have more questions about this so that you can get a little bit more detailed, just reach out to me and I can help with that. Now, some of the other things that people will always talk about and ask questions about is the healthcare here. And in Scottsdale, we have amazing healthcare options. We have 3 Honor Healthcare hospitals, as well as 2 Mayo Clinic campuses right here in Scottsdale. Not to mention all the specialists that we have. I have had clients from other states and even from Canada that have saved their procedures or their surgeries to wait until they came here because the healthcare that they would receive here is better than where they were coming from. And if what we have here in Scottsdale is not enough, there are 66 other hospitals in and around the Phoenix metro area. So you will not lack for any medical care that you may need. Outside of where you live, many people want to know about any cultural events, art, and museums. And Scottsdale has that too. We have the Scottsdale Museum of Contemporary Arts. We have Scottsdale's Museum of the West. We have the Heard Museum. We have the Musical Instrument Museum and Taliesin West. Then you have Old Town Scottsdale that has multiple art galleries and the Art Walk. And just north of Old Town Scottsdale is a really special place called Cosanti, where they have amazing bronze bells and some pretty spectacular jewelry. All of this, and we haven't even talked about all of the events that go on from January to April, like the Barrett-Jackson car auction, the Phoenix Open, and baseball spring training, and so much more. Now, if you'd like to learn more about some of Scottsdale's golf communities, make sure you take a look at this video. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.